In the dark forests of Eastern Europe, long before the legend of Dracula was born, there lived a ruler whose name made entire armies tremble. His name was Vlad the Impaler. To his enemies, he was a monster. To his people, he was a protector. And to history, he became one of the most feared rulers who ever lived. Vlad was born in the 15th century in the small but strategic principality of Wallachia. A land trapped between two powerful forces. To the north stood the Kingdom of Hungary. To the south, the expanding Ottoman Empire. His father, Vlad II Dracula, ruled Wallachia during a time of constant political betrayal and war. But power in this region was fragile. When Vlad was still a child, his father was forced into a difficult agreement with the Ottoman Empire. To guarantee loyalty, two of his sons were taken as hostages. One of them was Vlad. Young Vlad was sent to the Ottoman court, where he grew up surrounded by the very empire that threatened his homeland. There, he met the future Ottoman ruler Mehmed II. The boys were educated together, trained in warfare, politics, and leadership. But while Mehmed would one day rule an empire, Vlad never forgot that he was a prisoner. Years passed. Then one day, terrible news arrived. Vlad's father had been assassinated, his older brother had been killed, and Wallachia had fallen into chaos. Vlad eventually escaped the Ottoman world and returned to reclaim his homeland. But Wallachia was no longer stable. Rival nobles fought for control. Foreign armies interfered in its politics. Power had to be taken, and Vlad was ready to take it. In 1456, he seized the throne of Wallachia. Now, the boy who had grown up among enemies had become a ruler, but he ruled very differently from others. Wallachia had long suffered from corruption and betrayal. Nobles conspired against their rulers. Crime spread through the countryside. Vlad believed that fear was the only way to restore order. His punishments were severe. Criminals, traitors, and enemies of the state were punished publicly. And over time, Vlad became known for a terrifying method of execution, impaling. Because of this, history would remember him as Vlad the Impaler. Stories of his brutality spread across Europe. But within Wallachia, something strange happened. Crime nearly disappeared. Merchants could travel safely, and the state became stronger. Soon, the greatest challenge arrived. The powerful Ottoman Empire demanded tribute and obedience, but Vlad refused. When the Ottomans sent envoys demanding submission, Vlad sent a message of defiance.
The Ottoman supply lines here in Transylvania are vulnerable at night.
Agreed. Our cavalry can strike from the eastern flank.
The terrain favors a surprise attack.
War was coming. In 1462, Sultan Mehmed II marched toward Wallachia with a massive army. Some estimates say it numbered over 100,000 soldiers. Vlad had far fewer, but he had something else: strategy. Knowing he could not defeat the Ottomans in open battle, Vlad chose a different path. He used guerrilla warfare, ambushes, night raids, psychological warfare. One of the most famous events was known as the night attack. Under the cover of darkness, Vlad and his soldiers infiltrated the Ottoman camp. Chaos erupted in the night. Soldiers fought in confusion. Fire spread through the camp. For a moment, it seemed the entire Ottoman army might collapse. Although Vlad did not kill the Sultan that night, the attack shook the invading army. When the Ottoman army advanced deeper into Wallachia, they encountered something horrifying: a vast field filled with the bodies of defeated enemies. Thousands of impaled soldiers. The sight shocked even hardened warriors. According to some historical accounts, the display deeply disturbed the invading army. Fear spread through the ranks. Even the powerful Ottoman forces hesitated. Vlad had turned fear into a weapon. Despite his fierce resistance, Vlad's position eventually weakened. Political enemies and foreign powers turned against him. He was captured and imprisoned for many years. When he was finally released, he briefly returned to power, but his time as ruler was nearly over. In 1476, Vlad the Impaler was killed in battle. His body disappeared into history. But Vlad's story did not end with his death. Centuries later, writers and storytellers would transform his terrifying reputation into legend. His name would inspire one of the most famous fictional characters in history, Count Dracula. The vampire of literature was not the real Vlad, but the myth was born from his dark reputation. Today, historians still debate his legacy. Was he a cruel tyrant or a ruthless protector defending his homeland against powerful empires? Perhaps he was both. But one thing is certain: few rulers in history left a reputation as powerful as Vlad the Impaler, a ruler feared by enemies, a legend remembered by the world.